Looking back into the Commodore 64's library reveals many games. More games than any other computer or system ever made. And with that, too many great titles got lost in the shuffle. This series is dedicated to highlighting these forgotten gems. Welcome to Commodore 64 Deep Cuts. In this fifth episode, we're going to have a look at a pair of games that fall into the defend your castle genre, or at least that's what I call them. First up is Gandalf the Sorcerer by Tarmac, and our second look today will be Orc Attack, published by Creative Sparks. Gandalf the Sorcerer was released in 1984 by Tarmac and developed by Game Gems, a game that steals the wizard Gandalf from Tolkien lore and slaps him into an arcade-style action game, unlicensed of course. This is, after all, the 1980s. This was one of those really early games I played at my friend's house, as we loaded up his piles of bootleg games in hopes of finding something good. Gandalf was an unexpected find. The story is simple. As you play Gandalf, you have to defend your castle from attacks from the lizard men, who are after your gold. They will try to storm the castle and abduct your apprentices, and use them for ransom. You can fight back by blasting them with lightning bolts. When they die, they leave gold, which can be picked up later. Your magic is not unlimited though, and you'll have to climb to the top of the tower to use a star to replenish your magic. Not only are the lizard men your problem, but also random lightning strikes which can sap your energy, and the fast and deadly spiders which can stun or kill you depending on your condition. Plus the dodgy golden ostriches that steal your money if it's left out on the field for too long without you picking it up. There's a lot happening in this little game. And basically when the lizard men break down your castle door and abduct an apprentice, you can actually follow after them outside, where you have one shot to cast a trap spell in the path of the lizard man who has your apprentice. If you get him, you can go grab the kid and loot as much gold as humanly possible before hightailing it back to the castle. If the lizard men manage to capture 3 of your apprentices, or you get bitten by a spider when you're vulnerable, it's game over. For a simple 2-screen game, Gandalf manages to pack in a lot of gameplay and interesting ideas, with clean, well-drawn graphics and cool sound effects, even though that dodgy main tune will end up driving you insane after a while. It's a pity Tarmac weren't around for long. With this and the also pretty good but very obscure flight action game Firefox being their only releases on the Commodore 64. Gandalf the Sorcerer is a typical early 80s arcade-style romp that delivers frantic but fun action with a surprising amount of depth, and is one of the many hidden C64 gems well worth discovering.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Orc Attack was released in 1984 by Creative Sparks and is based on a 1983 Atari 8-bit game called Orc Attack, You Against the Hordes. I got this game as a kid as part of a compilation called Sparkler's Special. This is actually my original copy from about 1985 on cassette. It also had the fun game Slurpee, a River Raid knockoff called River Rescue, and the pretty cool shooter Black Hawk. This game was definitely played the most out of all of those though. In the game you play a knight who has to defend your castle from a full-scale orc attack. Think of it as the Battle of Helm's Deep, except you're the only dude on defense. Things get hectic pretty fast. You have a number of weapons at your disposal to take them out, which appear randomly on the left or right side of the castle, where you can go swap them out. Use rocks to lob down and break their ladders and take out the dude on the piece you destroyed. If they get to the top, you can grab your trusty sword and start hacking away to your heart's content to free up the ladders so you can smash them again with a rock. And the best of the bunch though, as far as weapons go, is the extremely deadly boiling oil, which can be thrown to the ground, with the fire engulfing and killing every orc on screen in one of the most satisfying manners I've ever seen. The orcs also can wear down your castle parapets if they get to the top, lowering your defenses. They also have men on the ground shooting crossbow bolts up at you, and you also have to deal with attacks from their evil wizards every few rounds, who send evil spirits up at you. Those can obviously be killed with rocks, because rocks kill everything. The most fun aspect of the game though is the satisfying end to each wave, as the game shows you a body count of all the orcs you managed to kill. Orc Attack is a simple game. See how long you can last and take out as many of those foul beasts as humanly possible before your inevitable death. It's kinda like a typical Defend the Castle movie. You know, the ones where almost everyone, or everyone in some cases, dies. But it's fun to see how long they can last against overwhelming odds. That's Orc Attack, another fun little C64 gem buried very deep in its almost infinite library of games.